You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Have you been hurt, been backstabbed, got a talking back team? Well, you're not alone, no. Escaping to another reality. Through Dominic Wilkins' good books, audio books, paperback, ebook, good books. Available on authordwilkinsgoodbooks.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Chris-Renee, author of Wealthy and Wicked and Kiss of Death. I'm coming from you smack dab in the middle of the map, St. Louis, Missouri, and I am live on the Jerry Royce Show.
You are listening to PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce.
What up? It's your boy Kano Kingston.
Hi, this is Angel Sessions.
Hey, this is Cotton. Hi, I'm Teresa Powell.
Hi, Jerry. This is Ira Sandro Carter.
Hi, this is Phil Powers.
Hello, this is Teresa Bobby with Jerry Royce Live.
Hi, I'm Philip Barron. I'm live on the Jerry Royce Show.
Hey, what it do? It's your boy Houston Saint.
Peace, this is Dahlia the poet, spoken word artist.
Hello, this is Mama Marquise with Jerry Royce Live.
All right, everyone. You got Robin Lynn, and I'm keeping it live right now on Jerry Royce Live.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up? This is a award-winning podcast with the greatest podcast on earth. Thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide on Internet Radio, where you get your positive on. So when it's all positive, it's all power. That's positive power. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Think you know how drugs get in those little brown bottles? Think again. Set in the green hills of western New Jersey, inside the gilded halls of power of a U.S. pharmaceutical company where decisions are worth billions of dollars and human lives worth less. Nicholas Harding, a young executive at Marshall Pharmaceutical, finds his career, family, and life in jeopardy. The Farmhouse, a suspense thriller novel by Bill Powers, published by Donna Inc. Publications, available at Amazon.com or DonnaInc.org. Go to Bill's webpage at www.authorBillPowers.com.
Are you looking for the next great read? A book filled with love, passion, betrayal, and intrigue. The award-winning novel, Season of Change, by Tamika Patrice Kane, is sure to satisfy your literary sweet tooth. Check out this must-read book reviewers are calling uplifting and emotional. And exceptionally great read, deeply intense and thought-provoking. Order your copy today, available in paperback and ebook on Amazon.com or at www.tamikapatrice.com.
Are you an author looking for promotional services or a reader looking for a great read at low prices? In this competitive world of books, Writing Royalty Promotions is dedicated to bringing authors and readers together to build a greater respect for literature through our various promotional services and online bookstore. So head over to WritingRoyaltyPromotions.com and check us out.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and welcome to PositivePower21.org. I am Jerry Royce Live, and welcome to PositivePower21.org. You're listening to episode 322. All right. Okay, everybody. All right, we ready to listen to an episode of our sponsor. And our sponsor today is James Deshay.
Are you looking for a great book of poetry that is romantic, heartfelt, and full of male emotion? Then get Thoughts, Love, and Reflections by James K. Deshay. That's D-E-S-H-A-Y. Go to www.jamesdeshay.com. You will enjoy Thoughts, Love, and Reflections.
All right, everybody. Welcome to PositivePower21.org. Don't forget about our writing contest. That's right, our writing contest will be is on our website, positivepower21.org. There's a question out there for you to participate. Hope everybody be excited about it. An opportunity to be on our show, Jerry Voice Live Worldwide, 45 minutes. That's right, 45 minutes with Jerry Voice Live. Get a chance to talk about what you have written. 2,000, 4,000 words is acceptable. All right? And tonight on the show, on episode 322, we got chris-renee, the author. That's right. She's the author of two books called Wealthy and Wicked and Kiss of Death. That's right. She's a columnist. She's a fictional author, a radio host, and she's from St. Louis, Missouri. And she's here to talk about her two books. But first, we're going to get to know her. Hey, chris-renee, how you doing tonight? Welcome to Jerry Voice Live Worldwide.
Hi, how are you? I am feeling fine, and thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Glad to have you on here. And I was just telling everybody, that we're having a writing contest, and I hope you could participate. This is our first one, so I need some support. Right?
Of course I could. Right. Of course I could. Writing is amazing, so I think people will love that if they love writing.
That's right. That's right. I gotta get at all the people that's on my show, so I'm gonna be busy. That's right. Cause you number 322. Would you believe that?
Oh, I'm gonna play those numbers tomorrow. 322.
Yeah, 322. All right. All right, before we talk to you, I want to thank my sponsors, JamesDeshay.com, MerlinDunn.ministries.com, and Dominique Wilkins at Goodreads.com. We appreciate everybody supporting the show. We look for more sponsors. That's right. We got our website up, positivepower21.org. We're looking for some new sponsors. We actually showing displays now, which when you click it, it goes right to your Amazon page, where that's our sponsor. They're affiliates with us, so that's where we sell our books. So if you're interested in coming on board, the forms are on our website. Just look for advertising displays. All right, and we got some nice, easygoing prices, and hopefully you'll be with us for a while. We have had people on the show who have made the top 5. They actually have beat out some major mainstream authors. So advertising does work. You just have to show yourself, show your face in one place. You can't be all over the place, y'all. And one of the things I've been finding out doing a lot of these webinars, I just want people to know this, just so, it's not like you're wasting a lot of your time, but with all the posting you're doing on Facebook, it's quite known that now the stats are coming out that between 6 to 16% of your posts are being seen by your friends. So it's a trade secret to how that thing works. The only way you can find out how it really works, you got to check out some of those Facebook experts, and they will tell you how it really works. But it's a lot of work. So, find yourself a nice podcast, some nice online magazines. Quite a few of them out there now. And, some of them been on my show. You got Emerge the magazine. You got my man Dion Cheese with, he got a book, I think it's called iurban.com. And then you have positivepower21.org. And there's a few other ones out there too. But, start putting your money in places where they're getting a lot of traffic and people can actually see you. It takes a while before you brand yourself, So that's just my little business tidbit 101 for you. So anyway, now it's chris-renee turn to talk about herself. You ready for the first question, chris-renee?
I am. Be gentle with me. Be gentle. I'm ready.
All right. Okay. She probably said, Jerry, hurry up. I'm ready to talk. All right. Your turn now. Your turn.
Okay.
All right. And before we move on, we just want to let people know that your book is out on Amazon.com in case we get so caught up in the conversation I forget. And what people are saying so far is they said it's good, and this drama kept them on the edge of their seat. So that means chris-renee going to tell us a good story tonight, y'all. So before we get into her book, which will be probably in about 15 minutes, we're going to get to know her a little bit. Okay, Maryland, Virginia, D.C., and Baltimore. That's my people there. They want to get to know this lady from St. Louis, Missouri. All right, chris-renee. The first question is, who is chris-renee?
Oh, who is chris-renee? Well, first and foremost, I am a child of God. I am a mother, 4 children, grown children. I am an author, and I am an extreme lover of life. And I seriously mean that. I'm all about laughing, having a good time, joking around. I know how to be serious when I need to be, but I prefer to just laugh. I'm like, I'm going to look really young when everybody else is looking old because they refuse to laugh. That's all you have to do. So I'm just a young woman. I just turned 35 in December, which is amazing because I know a lot of people who did not make it. And I'm just trying to see what's going on out here in the world, just trying to be able to get my own little slice of the pie. And I'm just trying to be something. I want to leave my mark. I just want to be somebody. So that's who I am.
That's right. Yeah, you must be watching Empire where my man keep talking about his legacy. He want to leave his legacy for his sons. And then he got a daughter.
I love Empire. I love Empire.
There's a lot to learn about a program like that. A wicked businessman, the thing about it, even though he's about himself, he's really about his legacy, what he's built, leaving it for his family. Because, when you find out you don't have much time, you want to put your house in order. That's what he's trying to do. But that's what men do. A lot of men like to put their house in order and make sure they leave it in good hands. And right now, he's not sure. Who's it going to be?
Well, I would put my money on Andre. Andre is a little crazy, but it's something about Andre that I pull to more than the two young, but like the artists. I'm Team Andre, so I would go with him.
Yeah, I was too, but I don't know. I think Andre got some issue. I think old girl might, he kind of weak in some areas. So old girl, Blondie might do something to him. But I think the best person probably would be Jamal. Jamal probably the man over Akeem.
Yeah, he's so. I was just saying, Jamal is so level-headed that he's eventually going to pop. It's too much. Sometimes when you just kind of carry everything on you like that, when he blows up, it's going to be like, watch out. So. I don't know.
Yeah, he's actually the most talented, but I think out of the three, bro, I think if just to make it real quick, because we talking about you tonight, I think Cookie probably would be the ideal person to run it. But if it's between the sons, I would say Jamal. I would give it to him. All right. Yeah. All right. Okay. We ready to talk about Renee. So Renee, all right, we was chatting a little bit and I didn't get a whole lot of background out of you and your PR person. You just said you were just a young girl, wild with your imagination. Your mind was one place where I was free to express yourself. Nothing was ever off guard until in the comfort of your ears, I put words to paper and surprising others found pleasure as well. This new journey that I am pleased to be on, blessed that I get to share with you all. Now, you mentioned earlier that you did go to college, but you didn't finish. So what happened? Why a talented person like you didn't get to finish college? What happened? What's your story?
Oh, my God. I fell in love. I know it sounds so stupid now that I'm 35, but then I was like, oh, my God, I'm in love. This is exactly what it is. Nothing else matters. Now, I'm still in a relationship with the same person. I guess that's a good thing. We've been together now for 18 years. However, not finishing college is like one of my biggest regrets. So I'm pushing my children for college, like the importance of it. My son just turned 18, so he decided to work. So I still have 3 daughters that I'm like, okay, well, he didn't want to go to college, but, you actually need to. It's so important, I think. I'm at an age now where when people are talking and we're in a group and everybody's talking about their college experience, I kind of get a little embarrassed that I can't say that, like, I finished and I did that, and I'm never embarrassed. So that says a lot to me, which is, it's kind of been pushing me lately to say, okay, now that, my kids they're not grown, but my daughters are 12, 14, and 16. They're at an age where they pretty much are self-sufficient. So it's kind of time for me to focus on, getting my degree and pushing them that way as well.
That's right. It's not too late. They got online. They make it convenient for you. They got trimesters. You can just keep going until you finish. No breaks. I mean, I know it was a grind because I did it, with 2 kids. Well, actually, I had 2 babies, and my son was actually starting college too. Pretty much, I was determined to finish before he did, which he took 7 years, so I was winning that race. But the thing is, he did finish, and he knew how important it was. Especially out here on the East, it's tough to get the kind of income you need to live the lifestyle you want to live out here without a college degree. Unless you're a mechanic or a contractor, and you can build with your hands and fix things, then you can. Plumbers make really good money out here. Anybody in the service, but if you're talking about working in government, it'll be tough not to have one. Out here, it's really tough. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what you got to do. Good for you.
Yeah, I have to get back on it. That's why love is a beautiful thing, but I wish I had that degree. I really do.
Yeah. So did you guys get married?
No, we didn't. And it's like everybody asks me that question, and they kind of be like, "Oh my God, you didn't get married." And it's not that he went through the whole proposal thing and everything, and I'm not knocking marriage, but I'm more of like, I don't want to have to pay to marry who I love, and just in case that love doesn't work out, I most definitely don't want to have to pay to leave you. So I feel like as long as we have our commitment to each other and our commitment to stay faithful to each other with God, I don't necessarily have to put the government in it to make it legit or official. That's just my own way of thinking. I'm a little bit of a free spirit, though. So a lot of people don't agree with me, and I'm like, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm not gonna judge you because I know right now the sisters are probably saying, "Did she just tell us she's a Christian woman?" You know how they like to mix Christianity with being under God's covenant. His oath, His vows, marriage. Do us part, death do us part, that kind of thing. It's definitely people probably saying, "Ooh, did you hear that?" But I've been happily married, going on 23 years. And I'll tell you, it's an awesome thing, to have that magic, to say, hey, you got those years, you're putting in it. We're raising 2 young children, got 1 out the house, 2 to go, helping our parents out, doing this thing together, we buried a couple relatives. It's like, people look at us, to be the backbones of the family, that's how they look at us, when they see us, So, everybody got their own cup of tea.
Well, wait a minute. Surprisingly, that's how it is with my family. Even though I'm one of the younger ones, it's still like every family function, Christmas, Thanksgiving, everything is kind of held here because people see us, holding each other down. And we go through everything. We go through good times, bad times, some in-between times. But as long as that, I know 100% who has my back. That's the good thing about that situation. And, marriage is a beautiful thing for some people, but just for me, I feel like the whole idea of marriage has transformed so much than what its true intentions were. To me, it and like I said, this is just my opinion, it's become more of a systematic thing instead of a, just something that's like from your heart or something. But it's neither here nor there.
I might have to put you in touch with my man, Pastor Gerald Manuel. He just wrote a book out. It's called something about the inspirations of your soulmate. How I forget the title of that book. I might have to put you in contact with that brother. Or check out his book on Positive Power 21.org. It might change your mind. That's a pretty powerful publication too. Especially being a Christian woman, you understand how Scripture works. He picked some very delicate and Scripture that pretty much was in tune with what he was talking about. It was a pretty powerful book. 16 chapters. Check it out. So I gave him a little plug since he is coming on board to be a sponsor of my show, and he will be a recurring guest in April, so we can finish up our discussion. Because I wasn't playing devil advocate. I was just going ahead. I know some sisters out there gonna want to shoot me some questions. I said, okay, I'm gonna open it up, take some questions from our Peanut Squad. They want to challenge him with a few things. But it's what it is. Everybody has their own. I had a good friend who had a really long engagement. They were together for a really long time, and then of course they got married. They finally got married, and so much went on that it didn't hold up. It was unfortunate, that they was together for so long, and you hate to see stuff like that happen. But like you said, it's what it is. Got to keep it moving.
It happened to my parents. Right. I was 29 when my parents divorced. I was 29, and I was totally devastated. I was like, oh, my God. So like you said, everybody's a little different. So, I don't know. Yeah.
It's like, some people, his book is really deep, some of the things we had talked about. And, because you're going to go through your ups and downs. You're going to question the person you chose. It's like, wow, is that the person? Was that it? And then you're going to see something that's going to, catch your eye, get your ear, seeing that they're so excited about you. You're going to get there sometime, but it's like, hey, you know what you got at home, deal with it. Like me, that's why I don't go nowhere. Me and my friends, we had a lot of fun. We were DJs. We were like rock stars back in the day. I've seen it all. Had them all. You name it. Slanted eyes, wide eyes, dark skin, light skin, white skin, purple skin. You name it. So I'm happy with my choice. I don't know how happy she about her choice, but I know I'm happy with my choice. But we make it work.
You would totally know if she wasn't happy. You would totally know if a woman wasn't happy.
I would know. As long as she got her big widescreen in front of her and her favorite car to drive, she can go out to eat a couple of days a week. She happy. It don't take much to make her too happy. But once y'all get y'all crib, get y'all ride, take y'all vacations. I think that was a hard time when she couldn't go where she wanted to go. I don't feel like it. I don't know. It's a good time. That's what it is. It was a few challenges there because I don't like to travel that much, but we make it. We get a certain age. We like to stay home.
No, I love to travel. When you're born and raised somewhere like St. Louis, like I love to travel. I'm always on the go. I love coming East Coast because it's like so many different, it's like a culture shock for me, actually, just to be around so many different people of ethnicities, which we have it here in St. Louis, but we totally live segregated. We seriously live segregated. So it's an amazing, I love travel.
You go to D.C., you go to D.C. like in the real heavy tourist, attraction areas, like where the Smithsonian is and the Lincoln Memorial and Martin Luther King Memorial, and then come to Baltimore and visit some of these small neighborhoods and hit down the harbor, East Harbor East, Harbor West. You're like, wow, everybody's all blended together, not even paying each other no mind, just living their life. And like I always say, just live it up. We living it up here in the Maryland area. We do have some areas that have some issues here, but most of the people live in the city. They got their areas where you don't go there. That's the way it is there. Yeah. That's their life. But most of the areas that are considered to be like suburban is really, really nice. People get along really well, and then people move on. They move further out. They want to be away from everybody. They don't care who it is. They just want to be with their family. It gets like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
I love Maryland. I was in Temple Hills last year. Those snickerdoodle cookies, oh my God, I almost lost my mind. I had one cookie left. I fell asleep and I would roll over and pinch off the cookie and chew a little bit and go back to sleep. I kept doing this all night. That cookie was insane. It was so good. So I love it.
They got some factories. You're right. They got some bakeries out here because they had a bakery out here. I can never think of the name of it now to say in my life, but they move. And one of my friends actually had a buddy that was running that place. Man, I was doing their pecan pies, their 7-Up cake, their sweet potato pie. Man, I was up to 230 pounds eating out the place because I would drive by there almost like 3 days a week. Oatmeal cookies, snickerdoodles, chocolate chips, man. Chocolate melt right in your hand before you get to your mouth. That's awesome chocolate right there. That's real milk chocolate. Yeah, not that phony stuff. Yeah. All right, enough about cookies. All right, but then we got to take a break so we come back. We can talk about your book and not these cookies. All right.
Okay.
Hey, you messed me up. Now I got to find out where I was at. I got to find my location. All right.
You started loving those
let's hear something from my man. No, see, I don't mess with it now. I'm on a strict diet now. I'm on TV now, and I gotta chill. Got to look good for my fans.
I know that's right.
All right. Let's hear a message. Let's hear a message from James Deshay. That's right. I'm down to 190. Slim again. When I was a model, that's right. I'm back to my model weight. Not no linebacker for the St. Louis Rams.
No, not the Rams, Dallas Cowboys.
Are you looking for a great book of poetry that is romantic, heartfelt, and full of male emotion? Then get Thoughts, Love, and Reflections by James K. Deshay. That's Deshay. Go to www.jamesdeshay.com. You will enjoy Thoughts, Love, and Reflections.
Are you an avid reader of urban fiction, looking for drama, suspense, and more? Reads World Publishing is dedicated to bringing the world's best literature to our readers. Urban fiction, erotica, sci-fi, mainstream fiction, and children's literature are just some of the genres produced by our diversified family of authors. You can reach us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and at our website, www.readsworldpublishing.com.
Hi, I am recording artist Marilyn Dunn from St. Louis, Missouri. If you are looking for some soul-stirring, anointed, spiritual, and heartfelt music, visit my website at www.marilynndunnministries.com. Or you can also find me on CD Baby, iTunes, and Reverb Nation. For booking information, contact Mr. Kevin Dunn at 636-856-0551. That's 636-856-0551.
Hi, this is Angel Sessions, and when I'm in town, I listen to Jerry Royce live, positivepower21.org, where they play my favorite music.
That's right. We play Angel favorite music. That's right. On Sundays, y'all, check us out. That's right. We streaming. We streaming with iGospelmusic.com out of Florida. That's right. My man, Keith Powell, Pastor Keith Powell, and his beautiful wife, Teresa Powell, in partnership with positivepower21.org. So for almost 20 hours, y'all, on Sundays. That's right. When we're in the studio, we streaming. We streaming iGospel music. So check it out. You can check it out right now on our site. Just click on collections or shows and look for our gospel music, and you can listen to the pre-recorded shows in case you missed something good, because Keith is always mixing it up in the studio. But we'll make sure we got it on demand for you. All right, everybody. And again, don't forget about the writing contest, the grand prizes. You get to come on the show and talk to me. And if you got a book or a product or a service, you get to promote it on the website for 3 months. That's right. You get a display ad and you get a plug. So we get to talk about you every day for 3 months. All right. That's a good prize, too, y'all. Big value. We got a lot of people come out here. Thanks to our gospel, going to be even more people checking out all our displays. And that is something new we just started for this month to give our artists, our independent artists, more exposure. That's right. More exposure to you. And we appreciate you coming out and enjoying our podcast with Jerry Royce Live worldwide on Positive Power 21. All right, y'all. We talking to Chris-Renee. She got a book out called Wealthy and Wicked, Kindle edition, Kiss of Death, all on Amazon.com. That's right. So if she become a sponsor, all you got to do is click on that display. Right now, she's on the site. Well, she will be. And all you got to do is click it and buy her book. All right. What are they saying about the book? They said it was so good that the drama kept me on the edge of my seat. I stayed up and read the entire book in one night. Chris-Renee, she did an excellent job. All right, that's some of the reviews on her book on Amazon.com. All right, Chris-Renee, this is which one we're going to talk about. Which one is your favorite book? Oh, you know what? I forgot. She was making so much noise I had to put her on mute. All right, there you go, Chris-Renee. Sorry about that. You was making noise.
I know it was so much going on. I'm sorry, sponsors. It's so much going on here. Well, my favorite book. Right. Let's see. I'm trying to see which is my actual favorite because it's like choosing your favorite child. It seriously is. And people be like, oh, how can you compare your books to your kids? But this is my labor of love, same as the children. But
right.
I would say my favorite book would actually have to be Kiss of Death because it's different than what I normally would write about. It's still fiction, but I'm more kind of like write about love and everyday issues and things of that nature. But with Kiss of Death, I kind of wanted to do almost sort of like an action movie in a book. So I was just kind of like thinking of the craziest things that I could possibly think of. And I was just sitting at home and I was like, okay, I want to write a book about a female assassin. So then I'm thinking like, okay, that story has already been done. How can I make this, like, what can I spin this as? And so I was like, okay, well, her target will be cheating married men. So I was like, okay, so she's, her targets are cheating married men, but why? So I was like, well, maybe the wives should be the ones that solicit her to kill the cheating married men. And that's how that came about, Kiss of Death.
Oh, they're going to love that book. Yeah, somebody going to love that book. Man. So that's why you like that book, huh?
Yeah, it was crazy writing it. It was more on the, I guess the raw side of my talent, I would say. Like, my mom read Wealthy and Wicked, but I told her she could not read Kiss of Death. Like, you cannot read this book. And, I mean,
so what
even
you got going on in there?
It's a lot. It's a lot going on.
Yeah. Pretty graphic, It
is, and I won't. It is. I want to say it's tastefully graphic because it's not. If I had to sum it up in music, I wouldn't say that it's gangster rap, but it's more like Beyonce last CD R&B. Because her last CD was kind of like, yeah,
little Bonnie and Clyde got in there.
Yeah, so it's more on that side. But see, it came out, and the book was out for 4 months last year, and then unfortunately, my brother was killed, so I really couldn't do.
So I hear that.
I am too. We were only a year apart, so it's still something that I'm dealing with. So I really couldn't do as much promotional things as I normally would do because my mind was just not in the right, space. So I'm trying to make up for that now.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% back, but I'm better than I was when that happened. I'm not 100% back at all, though. But
okay. All right, in his honor, his name, we hope this book do well. All right. Now, Kiss of Death, who's your favorite character in this book? Yeah. Who's your favorite character in this book?
My favorite character in the book is Lady, and she's an older woman. She's like a surrogate mom to the main character of the book. I actually got the idea of Lady from, I went down in the projects of St. Louis for Thanksgiving, and we were passing out turkey dinners to people in the senior citizen home, and I met this woman, and she was so remarkable, and she said that they called her Lady back in the day. And it was something about her that was just like captivating. She wound up inviting me in, and she's letting me see all these older pictures of her, like, in the 50s and the 60s in the clubs of St. Louis. And she was so hip that it kind of like, I was shocked at how hip she was, So I wrote that character based off of her. So she's my favorite, my absolute favorite.
Good for you. Good. So that's your favorite, Lady. All right. So you got Lady and Kiss of Death. Now, Wealthy and Wicked is your latest release on Kindle edition. Tell us a little bit about that book. What's the premise of that book?
Okay, now Wealthy and Wicked actually is the first book that came out. What happened with Wealthy and Wicked is I work in the insurance field, so I found out that my job was moving out of town. So I was thinking, like, I'm going to write a book. This a good time to write a book. I love to write. I love to read. So I wrote this book called Karma on Ice. I sent it to a publisher. She called me back like maybe within 4 to 5 days, and she was like, I want this book. So once, I got with the publisher, we changed the name from Karma on Ice to Wealthy and Wicked because the people in the book are from, as I said earlier, St. Louis is such a segregated city. Not only are we separated by race, but we're also separated by class. So the West County of St. Louis is more of that's where you want to stay when you make it. You want to move to West County of St. Louis. This is where the $1 million homes are and everything. So I was thinking, like, why don't I write about a black family that's successful? It doesn't every book doesn't have to be about drug dealing and things like that. So I'm thinking, like, I can write a soap opera about a successful black family in West County, St. Louis. And the daughter, Tracy, she's younger, and so she falls in love with a guy that's from downtown St. Louis. Now, if you live in St. Louis, you'll be like, oh, my God, why is she dating somebody from downtown? And, she's from West County. And that's how she felt about him when she first met him, like, oh, like, not even. But she winds up falling in love with him, and then things just go crazy. It's literally like Days of Our Lives and Young and the Restless mixed in together with an urban flair.
Wow. There you go. Wow. So what are they saying about Wicked? Let's see. While you talking, tell us about what are your people saying about, what are the fans are saying? Are they communicating with you? Because you got a lot of reviews out there.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like my support comes more from the East Coast than it actually does here at home, because this is a city where you have to go away and blow up and then come back. So, like, when I'm out on the East Coast, like, people are so excited. They're like, oh, my God, I know you. My publisher is from Brandywine, Maryland, so, like, the Upper Marlboro area. So it's I do a lot of book signings that way, and I'm amazed at how many people have already read the book. And I had a mother and a daughter like get me and like, now, girl, what are you gonna do in this second part? And why would you do this in that book? And I hate Christians so much. And I'm thinking, like, these are characters; these aren't real people. But that excites me that people feel like that. Yeah, that's amazing that people feel like that.
Yeah, because one, you gotta remember, we don't get a lot of soaps anymore like back in the day. We had a lot of soaps, and a lot of these women were home watching them, raising their kids, and now they're in their 50s, 60s, good government jobs, good jobs, period, in private industry. They don't have time to sit in front of the soaps. That's why Empire is so powerful. People like that. They like to see drama mixed with wealth and poverty and all that stuff, the both sides of the tracks, because that's where all of us come from. We started there. So wealthy, they like the word wealthy, and then Wicked is like, okay, what's up with this? Something going on. You already told them right now that there's going to be some drama in the book. So that's why they picked it up. All right.
I also want to, I'm sorry. I just want to say I also want to let people know.
I was going to say something about your reviews.
Oh, even though it's just like, how most people kind of like blow off, it's a fictional book and, it has an urban flair to the book. However, each book that you read by Chris-Renee, the message of you have to know God is in each book. I had somebody that left me a review and said, oh, my God, I love how you incorporated God into the book, because a lot of people are, when you think of urban fiction, is which they categorize the book as, it's a young girl for the most part, and a lot of the younger generation didn't have grandmothers as we did, where you had to go to church no matter what. Like, you're going to church Saturday and Sunday and Wednesday and Friday. So I felt like, well, this can be a way for me to get that message out to everybody, but still, keep it to where it doesn't seem so smothering to some people. So
Yeah, you're right. Because a lot of the people who grandmothers now, they still look really good. So they're not in the house babysitting no kids. So they're not going to be getting no messages from them. They still out, traveling, going out, with the girls, eating out nice restaurants. They got the money. They're going to pull their little bins up in front of a nice hot spot. And then read their books in their spare time. They don't got time to be sitting around the house giving people life lessons. People trying to live. They trying to live it up. That's right. Yeah. So that's why I think fiction books are doing so well, because they miss those days when, you can stay home and enjoy the good soap coming on at 4 o'clock, 4 to 6,
Yep.
So those days are over. So now they bring the nighttime drama, like we was talking earlier, like Empire, Scandal. Yeah. That's why people like those shows. And it's going to open up probably more casts. And I think that's why The Game was doing well also at the same time, because, people want to see themselves, we do have money. We do live in big houses, drive fancy cars, and travel, and have bad kids, and some good kids, and some wicked girlfriends. Yeah, drama.
But that is something that we do. Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I want to see it, All right, and then some people don't live that kind of life, down south. You're not used to seeing that, So when you see those lights and cameras come on, you say, "Hey, I got to move up. I got to move east. Where all the action at?"
Absolutely.
That's right. New York, Philly, Connecticut, New Hampshire. What's that? Boston. Yeah, you got black people doing their thing in those areas. Baltimore. Richmond,
not in
Virginia,
the wintertime, though. Not in the wintertime. You guys got too much snow this winter. Not. I can come in the summertime.
It wasn't as bad as it was like in Boston. I mean, we were able to get out. I didn't have to drive my car in snow at all. Usually the snow be around for a while that you got to drive in those little tracks. Shit, our snow was gone like the next day. So we didn't really have it that bad. I mean, we had days for one closing, and delays for school, but nothing that really shut us down. Like sometimes the snow stay around for 2-3 days and it's hard to get around.
I hate that.
It wasn't that bad. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. All right, sounds like you got a win on your hands. It's just a matter of just promoting it and getting it in the right hands, letting people see it. Get out there, do your things, do some book signings. Now, so you which book is offered in paperback, or both of them are offered in paperback?
Both of them are in paperback and on Kindle. And like I said, my publishing company is there in Maryland. So at all like the urban bookstores, my book is actually in the bookstores there as well.
All right, good. I didn't know it was that many of them still around. I know Baltimore's really down to nothing when it comes to bookstores. I think it's just maybe 2 big ones, Barnes & Noble and Greetings and Readings is still around.
I know they have. I think Urban Oasis is in Salisbury, Maryland, maybe. And then I went to one in the Temple Hills Mall, but I can't think of the name of it. But and then I'll be in D.C.
down Eastern Shore. Mm-hmm.
I'll be in D.C. the first weekend of May. They're having a literary festival in D.C. I wish I had the information. That's so trifling to me, but I'll be there the first weekend of May.
Send it to me. Yeah, you got to send it to me. Let me check you out. Yeah.
Okay.
So the weather should be really nice, and D.C. is a beautiful place to visit during that time of the year. It's not too hot yet. All right, make sure you get that to me and remind me. Okay,
I will,
so we can
sure.
check it out. All right, Renee, we're going to take a quick break, and when you come back, we want you to give us your final thoughts for tonight's show, okay? You can do that?
Okay. I sure will.
All right. All right. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, about the writing contest. For those of you that's quick with the pen, you don't have to send it to your editors. We're just going to judge you on creativity. We want to know who scared us, who took us to the next level. Because the question is, what would you do if you knew that the Earth only had 66 days left? 66 days. What would you do? Would you join the armed forces? Would you join an alien squad? Would you disappear and become a spiritual guru and get everybody saved? What would you do? Just tell us in 2,000, 4,000 words. Win a prize. Come on my show and we talk about how creative you are and promote you at the same time. You're the next superstar. All right, y'all. Jerry Royce Live. Let's take this break real quick. Let's hear a message from Bill Powers, the farm.
Think you know how drugs get in those little brown bottles? Think again. Set in the green hills of western New Jersey, inside the gilded halls of power of a U.S. pharmaceutical company where decisions are worth billions of dollars and human lives worth less. Nicholas Harding, a young executive at Marshall Pharmaceutical, finds his career, family, and life in jeopardy. The Farmhouse, a suspense thriller novel by Bill Powers, published by Donna Inc. Publications, available at Amazon.com or DonnaInc.org. Go to Bill's webpage at www.author.BillPowers.com.
PositivePower21.org, Internet radio.
You are listening to PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce.
All right, thank you, family. We're bringing us in. That's right, we're covering Maryland, Eastern Shore, D.C., Baltimore. That's right, we strong. All right, we're talking to Chris-Renee, author of Wealthy and Wicked, Kiss of Death. Books available in Kindle and paperback. It's on Amazon.com. Check it out. If you forget where to find her at, you can always come to PositivePower21.org. Click on the link. It'll take you right to her book. So she will be on the page for about a week or two. And hopefully she'll come on and be a sponsor our little itty-bitty little radio station. So we can keep it going. So we can live it up. Like Chris-Renee in St. Louis. Probably driving a Mercedes or something like that. All right. All right, your final thoughts for tonight's show, Chris-Renee. You did an awesome job tonight. We really appreciate you being here.
I appreciate being here. I've done a lot of these shows, and it's always kind of so nervous for me because I love to write, not necessarily talk, which I am a good talker, don't get me wrong, but I get nervous when I do talk. But this was very relaxed, very easygoing, so I appreciate that. But I just want all the readers to check me out, leave me a review. You can either email me at chris-renee@gmail.com, and that's actually spelled CRYSSRENEE@gmail.com. But I write under Chris Renee, CHRISRENEE. But just reach me and let me know how you feel. You can give me on Instagram at I am Chris Renee. I'm on Facebook as Author Chris Renee. But if you really want to know me, you'll find me on Facebook under my private page, Crystal Barnett, because that's the best page for me. That's really who I am 24/7. So the best thing. So check me out.
All right. Did you friend us so we can sing you this show and promote?
I did.
So who did I get? Did I get Barnett? Did I get Chris Barnett, or did I get Chris Renee? Okay.
You got Crystal Barnett. Yeah.
A new follower. All right. Awesome. All right. Well, appreciate the kind words, and like I said, we had a good time with you also, and thank you for coming on the show. And we hope to see you again when you release your next book. And let me know when you come into town so we can hook up and do a show on the spot. Would you like that?
Definitely. I would love that.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I need some stuff on my YouTube channel, so I'll bring my tablet and we can set up shop.
I better look cute then. I have to make sure I look cute then because I don't want to have on a bonnet or nothing like I got on right now.
You'll be okay. All right. Well, I tell them all the time, Chris. I tell them every night, Monday through Thursday, 8 shows a week. If you want to hear the good stuff, that's right, the good stuff, you got to listen to Jerry Royce Live on PositivePower21.org. That's right, www.positivepower21.org. And like I said, telling everybody now, you got to live it up now. So come stream with me, y'all. I'm Jerry Royce Live worldwide. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for tuning in to Jerry Royce Live on PositivePower21.org and Spreaker.com/PositivePower21. This is a Royce Enterprises production. And don't forget about replay on Facebook.com/Jerry Royce Live. All right, y'all. Stay awesome all week long.